Okay, it's going. Yeah. And Joseph, today I'm in a position of honest witness. And after watching yesterday night the discussion about the impeachment of Trump, and when I woke up after a few hours of sleep, I could sum it up in this way. When I watched last night, I'm reading from the phone and I will elaborate a little bit if I can. Okay, so when I watched last night the Senate debate, I saw a bunch of murderers debating why sending military death devices to Ukraine was delayed by Trump. So Americans come to a point where they have to admit that they are the worst warmongering and the worst terrorists and the worst murderers, mass murderers that ever existed on this planet other than the Dracos. Serving the Dracos through Crimea, that is Ukraine. Ukraine. Now the deal with Ukraine was that America will supply arms to Ukraine to fight the Russians. It seems that Trump and Putin had such a good relations that that was the reason why Trump withheld the equipment from sent to Ukraine. But the reason for Putin to prevent Ukraine from obtaining this military material, which is mostly nuclear materials, uh, very expensive tungsten, alloys, and stuff to produce weapons of high quality nuclear materials and all sort of bad stuff that the Americans sell. Who sell it? The industries, the corporation that the government work for. Yeah. So there was before there was what it was called the Democrats with Obama and Biden were controlling the trade of drugs that is controlled by the CIA in Afghanistan, in wherever they took over the growth of cocaine and everything. All the drugs, main drugs, are under the CIA, and then the military equipment, and then the people trafficking, which how they build countries, which how they built the United States by trafficking people and organizing them and have them give them the sense that they are part weak people that friend from everywhere that couldn't get very well in their countries. They came to the States to become stronger, and now they are managing the world. So it's a bunch of basically uh, beside, apart from several unique ones that understand what's going on in the United States, most American people are zombies and are following the sense of power which they don't have naturally. They are not connecting to the earth. They're not connecting to the earth in terms of sociality. They don't connect. They don't respect the Iranis. They don't respect the Muslims. They don't respect anybody but themselves. That means that they are not human. They're just slaves to this business. So it was a bunch of murderers debating why sending military death devices to Ukraine was delayed by Trump. You may argue that it's necessary to kill somebody, but you should know that this state of mind will not allow you to be alive in the future. You will not be alive if you support death of other people. So the debate was between people who all support death for other people. All of them, apart from a few ones who were humans enough to perhaps suggest another idea that maybe it is a bad thing to send arms and to create arms, to produce arms, to kill other people and make it a profession how to kill people in more an efficient way. In America is very proud of her ability to kill people in a more efficient way. Our weapons are better, right? You are the best military producers in the world. You can kill more people than anybody in the history. You be proud of yourself. Okay? So the Republican side, with Trump at the head, were trying to take over the market of weapons and drugs from the Democrats who did not want to let go. Huh? You get it? So, yes, Obama and before Bush and before whoever before them, all through the history of the colonialism, American colonialism, it went like this. So now they found Trump. They caught Trump because he didn't belong to them. So they incriminated him. They couldn't incriminate one of their own because all the previous presidents were working for the industry, for this business of trafficking in drugs and weapons. You all work with this. All these Americans that watch me, if you don't understand what is humanism, it's not my problem anymore. I'm not going to explain it to you. Okay, so they were trying to steal the business from the Democrat, but the Democrats didn't want to let go. They want to hold to the business, which is theirs by personal connections. They are connected to the ones who sell the drugs. Those they are connected personally to all this terrorist group, Bin Laden, whatever. They are working with American CIA to allow all this business to circulate, so it will flourish, while the rest of the world are dying. The world, the earth is dying while they do this. So they are following their masters, Dracos, with their spaceship, unseen spaceship floating around. They are afraid of them. Uh, they hate their brothers and sisters, or they are not human. Okay, so the Democrats fighting Trump to remove him from his position, which is conquered when he was elected. He, as a businessman, he understood, he knew how the business is controlled, and he wanted to take the business from the Democrats and take it actually personally. But Trump felt that he would better remove slowly all the control of the Democrats, and he will take it to the group of Republicans that he is on top of, see if that he could do this. So that's why he stopped the delivery weapon to Ukraine. So the Ukraine will not fight Russia. But a few months later, they allowed it after big pressure. I mean, in the end of August, I think the delay started in the beginning of July 2019, and they allowed the weapons and and the equipment and all this material, nuclear material, whatever uh, George Webb is talking about, to cross and come to Ukraine. Why? How they do it? The president uh, pressed Trump pressed the president of Ukraine to cut off his business with Joseph Biden, who was second to President Obama, and he was dealing making the deals for what we generally call the cabal business, the CIA. So the government, uh, it's a CIA business that they control. The government came to a position of top business organization where the government say they control the business. They make they also sell the big things like trafficking and nuclear and drugs and so on, but uh, they want to generally give the impression that the government is a business partner, that you make a deal with China, right? So all the Americans are very proud of Trump with this another bluff of having a trade deal with China, which helps not the simple people, but it helps big corporations who do big dealings with China. The government doesn't have way to control people how they make business. There's no trade deal that will control the people, but with the trade deal they can give the Chinese parts in the global market of the CIA business, big business. So China perhaps earned part in this business, or sure hold a status, a position, a business position in this big business that the government of the United States is controlling, which is wars and all the worst things that exist here. So the fighting actually in the Senate about who controls big business, which America, which the United States owns all the big business, all the worst kind of business, especially murdering people by in masses. This is a very good business apparently. It sells a lot of weapon, a lot of trafficking is possible, a lot of children coming from Mexico, so then you have to put a wall. So you all be proud of the wall that you constructed to prevent Mexicans or whoever to cross from one place to another, like Israel having barricade and put in the middle of mountains in West Bank, in Israel, the sacred place that you all bow to Israel, Jesus, Sananda, Christ, the light, the light. You like the light. The murderers, they like light the best. They sit in the bathroom and they sing to the light. I was born with big hate for Americans. And for America, is the idea is how you manifest this. Because everybody here are dying because of this colonialism. You see, it doesn't take a big heart to see where justice is. The America is not on the just side. None of them. Not the Democrats, not the Republican, not anybody that speak this language is suspected of criminality, especially if you support death to other people in this way or another because you calculated, your mind was taken. You are a zombie. You are ready to kill everybody, but when they will kill you, you will not like it. You want a weapon to defend yourself against what? Drones? Nuclear bombs? That's what you do to other people, not to yourself. It's not happening to you. You just don't care. So there was a debate. It's a CIA business. So the president of Ukraine cut off and fired the minister who was dealing with Biden's son. That was disclosed. Now he was disclosing it. But what the weapons are needed for, if you ask, if you know anything about the dark people control this planet, the most craziest, darkest magicians, they are in Ukraine. And they needed power, and they needed control over Trump, and they needed control over America, which they always have. So now they continue with Trump. Now Trump was found guilty of big crimes that all US presidents always do. They're murderous global colonialism, which to you looks so natural. You discuss what you're going to do with Iran, what going to do with Gaddafi, what is your business? You are a corrupt society to the core. You don't worth existence. Your existence is not worthy of this earth, of this universe. You understand? Now the gods saw you. All the American who support that is dealing with weapons and all this, you are the blame. And you will take the responsibility. You support also the idea that politics must murder people, wherever is necessary. I'll say it again. You, Americans, in general, no matter what side you are, Democrats, Republicans, whatever you support, but you support also the idea that politics must murder people whenever is necessary. So, and God didn't know about this. He didn't know that you die. He didn't know that there's a murder. But he can now tell who support killing. This God can know. So from yesterday, from the debate, the Americans made it an international debate and calling for all opinions. The Americans made it an international debate and calling for all opinions to participate in the debate. It was my honest opinion, and I must participate because this is a moral issue. So this is to you, and this to everybody that listened. This was also heard by God. Thank you. I'm Joseph.